This is a Big Facts Network exclusive.
Live from the Culture Lab in the ATL, it's time for that Big Facts. We here, Big Bank, Baby J, DJ Scream, welcoming Nashville Zone, the one, the only, the legendary Starlito is here.
Sirski.
Starlito, man, your fans interested, man. They've been threatening us about this, man. Your fans don't play, man. How did you get this type of loyalty from your fan base?
I say just stand down. You know, I think I earn my fans one by one. Is the way I feel about it. You know,
Yeah.
From out the trunk, hand to hand, to even on the internet. You know, I take pride on what you see is what you get, and I think people, you know, honor that. You give and give respect. So I feel like my audience, I look at it more as an audience, or almost like a family or a bond I have with the people that take to my music and my brand. So.
You feel like you give them as much as they give you too? Like you pour into them, you give them music all the time, you give them shows, you give them lifestyle, you give them merch, you give them game. Like you feel you pour into your fans like they pour into you too?
I try my best to.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of my music is like almost like mood music, I guess. So sometimes you might not have it, you know, the way they bring it to me. A lot of times the people that take to my music lift me up. You know, and get me together, get me in pocket. But I try to reciprocate, try to give it back to them as best I can.
A lot of the world, or at least Atlanta, like the streets, probably first heard you, even though you were doing music before that, on that Great Goose record with Jeezy and Gotti.
Yeah.
On that mixtape. And did you envision at that time that was going to plant a seed to help you get to where you are now?
Nah, hell nah.
You was just rapping.
It was just making music. I was like 19 at the time, and that shit was like an inside joke from my neighborhood, and it just kind of caught fire around my way. I think Coach K and Jazzy Faye was in the club in Nashville and heard it, or heard it may have been that song, may have been something else. They heard it, brought it back this way. I guess Jeezy heard it at the same time. Yo Gotti was reaching out from some of my other music I was putting out. It was just kind of like the perfect storm. Like at that time, we had similar followings, you know, in our home bases where we were from, and you know, they all reached out in a cool way, passing through Nashville, whatever, and like did another version remix of the record, which ended up being the one we serviced the radio and all that. Ended up on Trap.
And I bust your shit like a pineapple.
Yeah, it was, you know, classic moment, but I didn't. I'd be lying to say I
You was signing Cash Money then, or no?
The deal with Cash Money probably came in the months,
right after.
6 months after
Got
that
you.
or something.
Came from that. Yeah.
January, I think, 05 is when I did the Cash Money Universal Motown deal. It was through Yo Gotti and his company, but nah, I didn't envision it being that. It just happened. It was like a perfect storm.
That always been your passion, music?
Nah, I was into basketball before that. I was probably high school times, but just reality, like, you know, the odds against you with that. That's a 1 in a million shot. Yeah. So at some time around that same time, I wanted to do the music, and it was a hobby. It was something to do, and enough people started telling me I was good at it. I started to believe it, and by the time I went to college, it was like being around. I went to TSU, I went to HBCU, being around that many black people of the same, you know, age and culture from different places. It kind of, you know, it was like a launching pad for it. But now it was sports, you know, just trying to get out the hood. Like that's what we looked at as a ticket for it. But it went from a hobby to a passion to a hustle.
Yeah.
And, you know,
the
rest is history. Like,
in that order.
Yeah. Once it started making sense and once it become lucrative, it's like, shit, I'd rather do this than what the other options was.
Yeah.
You know?
You feel like you the biggest from Nashville? Like, that's the statement. Starlito's the biggest.
Ain't for me to say. Like,
That nigga hit good, Scream.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't for me to say.
You
Like,
been training?
Nah, nah, this is my truth though. Like,
yeah.
But
I know.
it's a bunch of reasons why I say that. Like, one, just where I am. Like, I'm, you know, in a process of killing out my ego. So I say
I like
it's not
that.
for me to say because if that's what I subscribe to and that's what's important to me,
yeah.
I can lose myself and all
Right.
that. Like as far as metrics go, I ain't the most accomplished.
Metrics.
And I mean,
Yeah.
it's certain things I could prop myself up on, but what do it really mean? You know what I'm saying?
That's hard.
I think Buck went like double platinum or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, a G Unit group. 3 or 4 times platinum. You know, Jelly Roll was a rapper
Jelly
first.
Roll for sure.
That's my partner,
Yeah.
and he one of the biggest superstars in the world right now. Even though in another line of music, you know, he come from hip hop. He come from the rap lane.
That's hard.
And so like I don't just see the value in comparing it. Like one of the things I'm probably proud of is staying power. You know, sustainability. Y'all was just talking about me getting a deal in 2005, and I'm still here.
20 years later.
Yeah, it's still people that want to hear me and see me. So it ain't. I don't think it's about being the biggest. I think it's about like what kind of value you can retain.
Longevity for sure.
Because the higher up you go, the farther it is to file.
But one thing I gotta salute you on, and that's all cool. I receive that energy. But you doing this shit independently.
For sure.
Like when you say grind hard, like I hear about it. Like y'all go, shouts to Don Trip too. Y'all go to a city, pack out a show. Ain't no radio, ain't no none of that. It's just people know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I ain't took a record to radio in 14 years, probably 2010. And I mean, not that it's a right. I don't think it's a right or wrong way. You know, it's however you get there. You know, respect your own journey. My bad. But like being signed, I had people like trying to guide me in a certain direction. We need this kind of record. We need a single. We need a hit. We need, you need 6 words or less in your chorus and this and that. I'm like, as an artist, that kind of watered down my craft.
Facts.
You know, I'm in there racking my brain trying to make another great Goose, trying to create a moment when
Losing your people too at the same time.
losing myself.
Yeah.
You know
And
what
yourself.
I'm
Facts.
Because I might just got something to say that somebody gonna feel.
Facts.
And as you see, music changed. Well, a lot of hits don't even got choruses no more.
Facts.
You know, you mentioned Don Tripp. He got in the game with the Letter to My Son record. Didn't have a chorus, just pain, emotion, passion. He, you know what I'm saying, going through a custodial situation with his kid. Poured this shit out when he got to deal with Interscope. Like the rest, he's still in the game just off being him. You know, but it's like I started to see that. Then we was running through the budget. You know, we get a record. It costs to work records. You know, so I soaked all that up. I'm like, I don't think that's the only way to do it because I'm seeing a lot of things work. I'm like, well, I like that. I'm gonna try that for myself.
Or do this that way, or
yeah,
you know what I'm
and
saying?
just you know, just trying to work my own plan. So,
do you? But have you ever desired like plaques and Grammys and like? Have you ever desired that? Have you ever had that moment where you're like, man, maybe it would be nice to have a Grammy, a plaque, or some of that other more mainstream shit?
Man, it's funny. I got 2 plaques last week. It's from some stuff from yesteryear, but I just never physically had the plaques.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just being independent, just, you know, certain parts of it. I mean, the record's registered and otherwise, so I got paid accordingly, and that mattered a little bit more. But I got a plaque from Like Father, Like Son album, and I got a plaque from Lil Baby album, from the Harder Than Ever. And it's a lot of other artists that I work with, and this is just my truth. A lot of times I live through their successes in terms of the trophies of it, because I'm like, we a part of each other's story. And I'm like, I'd be so happy I'd be so happy to see other people come up. It's like, as long as I'm still in it, like, my trophy is the testimony of the people that it reached. Because a lot of times, like, I mean, for sure, the plaques is metrics. This sold this streamed this, the numbers match up or whatever. But awards itself is politics and all that. And not to mention, like, I took myself out of the mainstream race.
You did.
So, like, I definitely ain't in it for that. You know, it's cool. You know, even now I'm doing some writing, I'm doing some other things behind the scenes, and some of that might end up, you know, with that level of achievement, and that's cool too. But I just ain't in it for like the recognition factor of it. Like, it's just, truthfully, I think it's cool for whoever it does matter or apply to. It just don't matter to me.
You think you're gonna continue to do like be in the music business like throughout the rest of your life, like regardless?
If I can get some of these other moves working, for sure, because that's what I'm from Nashville. It's like a epicenter of like music business, but it's outside of rap. And if I can figure out how to get into some of them doors, some of them rooms there, hell yeah, because it's just too much money. Like the
Like
play's
writing,
too
producing,
big.
and development and all that.
Exactly. Like 'cause that's part of it. I feel like I got the marketing mind. I just don't really so much have the desire to be at the forefront of it myself.
Real shit.
But it's like if I can find something that this could work, yeah, we could do that. Like I can do that till I'm old and gray.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know, from the cut.
So my thing is with you, like when it comes to Nashville, when it comes to music, and when you put those two together, you are worldly considered a legend in that era,
Facts.
like from both of those worlds. So coming from that current legend status, is there anything that you feel like you could accomplish or that you haven't done that you want to aspire to do?
Yeah, for sure. I got my own like ideas. One of them is taking my music or physically going out the country with my music.
International.
That's one of the things I felt like I was kind of on course to do it after we dropped Step Brothers 3, and then I fuck around and got in some trouble, and and then after that I had a child, and between
Life.
Life exactly,
Yeah.
and so I kind of shifted my focus away from that being like just a direct goal, but that is something I want to do because rap music got mass appeal
For sure.
Yeah, I love
In the same way you have legend status over here in the States, I'm sure that status will translate internationally overseas.
maybe, but
Nigga,
regardless,
no, ain't no maybe. Yes, it will, nigga.
I mean, hopefully, I'm just saying for it to take me there, like
Yeah,
whatever
I
the
feel
results
you, I
of
feel
it are, cause I've been able to do that. Me coming from East Nashville, like I can remember my first show in Florida, my first show in California, my first show, like every time it was like surreal,
Different feeling, yeah.
Whether it was for free, whether it was for the low, whether it was for the strength, whether I was throwing the
Some
show
wings and
and
some
packed it
bottles.
up, like just the fact that like this took me there. So look, that's what I'm like. I ain't being funny, I ain't being fake humble to say that. I'm just not tethered to the results. It's just something I took in to like enjoy the journey. Like a lot of times we get so fixated on the destination of things, or we can sell ourselves short just by expectation. Like
For sure.
if I can get over across the water rapping, and it's like I ain't had to come out of my pocket to do it.
Yeah.
That's a win.
Hell
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? If I end up being able to stay there, or come back all the time, hell yeah, I'd rather be like that. But I know the cult like following, like that shit was a brick by brick. That was a grind. So I don't never expect to just go somewhere and it just be wildfire.
Right.
I used to stay down here and was just a guy in the crowd. I can remember one time going to get something to eat somewhere. It was like outside food truck type of thing. This probably like 12, 13 years ago. And I'm standing there waiting on my food and 5, 6 people back to back run up on me. And this after I got family here. I've been here since I was a kid, back and forth. And it was just like, damn, I couldn't say what happened.
Yeah.
But it was like, damn, it's different. Like I'm being
They know me.
recognized.
Yeah, they know me, yeah.
Exactly. I wasn't
Yeah.
here doing no rap shit. I was just here. I'm like, damn, I'm somebody in this space. But I have been here, So.
Well, is it somebody you ain't got a chance to work with that you like, man, I know I make some hard shit with this nigga?
Nah, not really. I'm a fan of like lyricism and more like the purest rap level. Outside of that, I feel like I work well. I mesh with people that got different styles, but I ain't never like seeking it out.
Yeah.
Like I collaborated with a lot of people, a lot of like big dog namesake type of artists, but I never like pursued it. So as far as collaboration go, I be wanting to work with like vocalists, like R&B singers, or somebody just bring something different to the fold. Cause like I said, in the space I've been in, I'm like, music is music, writing is writing. I can put the words together. I might can come with some cold shit for you to sing, kind of thing, or But nah, I can't like pinpoint like specific
What about
artists.
producers?
Yeah, I mean, whoever can bring something out of me, a different sound. Like I can't. You put me on the spot. I'm trying to think of. But you know, a lot of time as an indie, like you said, to throw the namesakes out of there, it's a ticket to come with it. Like I'm a hustler. I'd almost rather work with the upstart. I'd rather like discover something, try to blow somebody's situation up and be in on it than just attaching to the namesake. But it's a lot of producers that I work with on that come up that I like to circle back with and see what we come up with now that we probably both found our sound. And I talked to D Rich the other day, and that's somebody that I watched stay down, create a sound, and he still like got a sound in a certain pocket and still making hits.
Yeah.
Right.
And we always just kept that kind of relationship without making a whole lot of music. We just level, you know what I'm saying, same type of people.
Yeah.
And I reached out like I want to work with them, want to get them in with some of my artists I got on my label now. It's just like, 'cause for sure he got the track record of a hit maker or whatever. But yeah, I just feel like what's for me is for me. I don't
Real
like
shit.
to go way out of my way for it.
Yeah.
Well, there was some stuff like going on in Nashville. Just I don't know if it created like division, but just some like little back and forth. I think your name was in the book and some other people. Is all that? Have y'all buried the hatchet on all that? Is everybody at least cordial? Like we're just gonna let it be what it is.
Yeah, that specific situation. I just brought Buck out at a concert.
So y'all straight for sure.
Yeah, we more than straight.
Okay.
Like just grown man time, etc. I brought him out. I brought out a few artists from Nashville. It was a concert celebrating a 20-year run for me and Bandplay, the producer Bandplay was on the bill as well. But I brought out a couple artists on my label, Trapper Man Dill, Big Top. I brought out Paper. Who's an artist I collaborated with since the beginning of my career. And I brought out Quanti Cash and Buck. And Quanti and Buck represented, like, I was trying to tell a story of, like, this is where it was when I got in the game. Like, Quanti Cash was on fire from my side of town. Young Buck obviously came through, did what he did. Me and Paper kind of in the same, like, generation, same class of doing it. And then the other two artists, Trapper Mandel and Big Top, like, is where I see it going as far as Nashville, street music, otherwise just the culture that, that I emerged from. But I brought out Buck last. It was really shocking, considering our history of back and forth. But we got a.
You think that was just ego stuff, or was it ever anything?
I was gonna say that.
Just
like,
ego.
I think it was ego.
No real problem.
Nah. It was territorial. It was imaginary crowns. It's the same thing I was saying. Why I care to detach from the whole ego part of it. It was we got a rich history of working since 05, 06 and did a whole tape together at a time. We 30, 40 records, always like everything was everything. We've had ups and downs even prior to then, and it was, this game, it can turn into a pissing contest. So it's like, somebody's up here, you passing each other on the way, either way, it's people in your ear. It's, it just got weird on the ego level, but and when it came to a board, I charge it to both of us. You know what I'm saying? Because I can say I was ego tripping as well, but the way it played out, it was just, I learned so much from it. And because it was like a setback, even like psychologically, because it forced me to like check myself and take inventory on like perception. Because a lot of times we moving off of that. We moving off how we think people feel about us. You know what I'm saying? It's really more important how we view ourselves. What you see in the mirror, because that situation, that what was like visible to people. I ain't gotta relive and go into the detail of it, but I use a whole lot of restraint not to go somewhere else with it in the moment. So I was in high school at a basketball game. I had a 357 in my drawers, and it's like, I could have went somewhere else with it, and then the immediate aftermath is like, oh man, you went outside. 2 days later, I overreact to a situation, get aggravated assault. the same people like, man, you crashing out.
Yeah.
You know,
Damn if you
you
do,
done.
damn if
And
you
I'm
don't.
like, between them
Yeah.
two situations, like literally in 48 hours each other, I'm like, you can't win. You can't win with people.
Right.
So I'm a gangster if I take it there, you know, I use my better judgment. I see police at the end of each side of the highway. I just need to get up out of here. I don't care about the optics of it. And then on the other end, it's like if I react how y'all say I should, then I'm stupid. Then y'all, you know what I'm saying? And it's even if it's just environmental or how you just prone to react to something or whatever. Even if that was a mistake, it's like people won't let you live it down either way. So it's just like I dialed it back and was like, damn, how do we even get to that point? And like you said, it's ego. It's ego. Cause I'm like, I got to a point where like, man, I ain't living for this rap persona. I ain't living for approval. I've been through a lot of shit to the point where I was even in that environment like that, moving like that. It's cause I'm out east. I'm in my old stomping grounds where I done been through a little bit of everything, so I'm gonna protect myself and I'm carrying myself a certain way, but I'm really here on community time. And I'm like, so, but I don't know, it's a lot to it.
Yeah, but it's good. Y'all got past that.
Yeah, for sure.
As y'all consider, like, be honest, like the OGs of it. So that sets a precedent for some of the younger artists in the city.
A better example, because also people feel like you gotta have problems. That's gotta be a part of your come up story. It's like it's gotta be me versus, and that's something we that's just programmed almost in our psyches. Like in order to come up, I gotta put something else down, or in order to be big me, it's gotta be little something else, and that ain't true. We really better off
together
as a collective, you know. So even with that show, like even with niggas setting things to the side and figuring out a better way to, you know what I'm saying, go about it, that was a conversation, really. I mean, we had a conversation prior to that, but it's like, man, it ain't about you, it ain't about me, it's about the people that's gonna come after us to be able to see a better example and see that it's like it's a better way to go about this. You know what I'm saying?
If somebody go ahead.
What you were doing? Like, what your upbringing was like? Just straight up.
I mean, it was me and my mama for the most part. Single parent home. I'm, you know, I ain't gonna say the absolute worst of it, but I'm, you know, from around the way. And man, I grew up smart. I tested gifted. I skipped first grade. I came up in a rough area, but I thank my mom for like putting me in better schools and whatever. Like it gave me some options. But I also came up seeing everything that it was to see. So by the time I was coming of age and could figure it out for myself, like I said, when it wasn't sports, it was a lot of other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Environmental. The neighborhood was right there. You know what I'm saying? It was, well, I'm gonna try to give me some money, kind of thing. And I say I just had a diverse upbringing.
How you get into the music?
Shit, just trial and error. I actually wanted to make beats, and there was some niggas around my way, some people I went to school with that was like more into rapping. I wanted to try to make beats for them, but I'd always write something to every beat I made, and my beats was sorry as hell. That was really really the end of it. Like I hear other people beats and just like, yeah, they shit better than mine, but every time I write something, they'll be like, man, get on the song with us, like your verse hard kind of thing. So that evolved, and I left the beat making alone and kind of got it, you know, fell in love with the writing the raps, actually recording myself. That was probably around 15 or 16. But it was, like I said, it was a hobby. It was just something to do. By like 18, I was trying to put the music out and get heard. And the first thing we put out, just from the neighborhood, between the neighborhood and the campus, you know, which was cross town from each other, it just kind of caught fire. Like I put out some music. 9 months later, I damn near had a deal.
Oh, so yeah, when you start rapping and shit, got serious about the music, did you quit everything else cold turkey and just focus on the music, or what? Or you one foot?
It was man, I was in the thick of it. You know, my peers and my support system was
that.
Well, yeah, it was that. So I was in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I was the rapper. You know what I mean? So it's one of them things. Like you in it whether you choose to be in it or not.
I get what
you
you're
know,
saying. Yeah.
all the way up to probably I got accomplished enough to be able to separate myself from it. But early on, it was like when I dropped that first tape and we could get $5 and $10 a CD, and I'm going home with money in my pocket off the CDs. Right, it was an instant decision. Like I'd rather hustle this.
Yeah.
But it's, everything else is the same environment. It's like, cause it's gonna slow up, and But I had a partner that told me, I can remember losing all my money shooting dice, and I'm like, front me something, you know what I'm saying? Just put me back in the game, kind of thing. And he shot off on me. Was like, man, nigga, you need to get some more CDs. It's like, fuck that, you need to get some CDs. And I'm like, and I was hot, cause I'm trying to get back instantly. But it was like the advice, the gravity of advice was so real. It's like I took so much more than what he actually said. It's almost like if I give you this and you go get jammed up, then it's gonna be on my conscience knowing that you got something, you know what I'm saying, better than this. Or you got something that come like almost like risk free, so to say. Like the music is a sweet lick if you work hard enough at it. And I took from that, I won't say it was like a cold turkey thing at that time, cause it was 1 foot in, 1 foot out, even with being signed and all that, cause it's like, man, that shit comes slow. They'll release a budget or they'll release half your budget on the front end, and you sitting until they sign off on it, and it's like, so it's like that kind of dry up, or I ain't just finna sit around y'all and wait on, you know what I'm saying, direction. Like I'm gonna go for what I know. I gotta go back home. I gotta make something happen. But it was like I said, them conversations are like, man, this is what you supposed to be doing. Kept me, you know what I'm saying, in gear with that. And
What's the first city that picked up on you heavy, like outside of your city?
Memphis, Tennessee. It's like 2.5 hours from Nashville. And like I said, the first person to reach out was Yo Gotti. Well, this is why I was still in college. But a lot of people from TSU are from Memphis. So there's a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like half and half. And I think a lot of people from Memphis that went to school with me was going back home with the music. And by the time I started working with Gotti in like '04, it just, a lot of people think I'm from Memphis. I seen Memphis artists make top 5 lists and have me in it, which is crazy to me. I'm like, I ain't even from there, but a lot of people from other places, like I've been on the West Coast, like, you from Memphis? And I'm like, that's just how much they embrace me down there. When I was working music and radio, I had songs go #1 back to back on both stations there, like from street level, radio, everything. Like they always took to my music and always treated me like they own. So yeah, Memphis was definitely the first, and still to this day it's just like second home type of time.
Yeah.
Anybody that follow like your daughter's your world, man. Tell us about how having a kid changed you, and also talk a little bit about you being comfortable having like her in the studio with you, because we see them pictures too where you like have her in the studio with you, like while you cooking up and all that.
But that part just happened recently, as far as involving in the music making process. My daughter's 5, she'll be 6 in like a month. Changed everything for me. Same thing I was saying, that timeline of going through some stuff, catching a fresh case, and then I had a child maybe 6 months later or the following year. It changed my whole mind frame. Like I already was kind of like detaching from the whole like rap game, rap persona thing, but it just made things way realer. Like I ain't just living for me.
Yeah.
It was like a different purpose, a different approach to what I'm doing, and on the same way y'all like you got training or whatever. I'm just more conscious of like what I put out the energy wise, the things I say, and otherwise, because I got a little person that's listening, hanging on to every word, kind of thing, and she know how to work an iPad. She'll end up finding this interview for what it's worth. Like at the top of the year, I was on like local TV on like a a news station, but it was an interview platform, and she was watching it. She was like, "Why she keep calling you that?" And I'm like, I ain't thinking nothing of it. She's like, "Why she keep calling you Lito?" And I had to kind of explain it to her then. I'm like, it's my stage name, this and that. And, then she go to her granny like, the name of my daddy's stage is Starlito. And I'm like, I'm tripping off of her. But since then, she just little by little understands it a little bit better. I'm like, because I ain't going to really hide nothing from her. I told myself I'm always
Keep it real with him.
Yeah, keep it real, be as honest as I can, but
Right.
I know it's things I said and done that's gonna be difficult to explain. So the best I can do moving forward is make sure I'm, everything is like as best I can on the up and up to the point where I feel comfortable bringing it into my work environment. You know what I'm saying? Because it's different than it used to be. It looked different.
Right.
It's a different vibration and everything. And then she got her own dreams and whatnot. Like. So she's featured on my last album. She's actually singing on there, and I got like set up in the crib. She wants to record more than I do half the time at the house, but yeah, it just changed me completely, man. Like,
So I'm gonna throw this out there because I want to hear what he goes. This is gonna be good. All right, it's your daughter's birthday coming up, and you're supposed to take your daughter wherever, right? But they call and they got triple the bag what you usually get for a show. What's Starlito doing?
man, I'm gonna keep it real. We gonna do it triple as big when we reschedule what we got going on. Like that's just
With the bag, right?
Yeah, I mean that's
the nature of how you. That's the nature of what it is.
yeah.
Ain't no other way.
I ain't.
Yeah.
I like to say I wouldn't cancel something as best I could, but as far like even on the family end, like as a provider, as a breadwinner, like I can't see unless it's something we just absolutely can't work around.
Yeah.
Like I can't see whoever. I can't see her mama not going to work and handling her business. Like we have to move things around. Like we scheduled this today. I told you I left a soccer game and came here. You know what I'm saying? Straight from the soccer field. But it's like I gotta go to work. And you know what I'm saying? My support system gotta understand and embrace that. If anything, it's like, well, let's pile up. Y'all go to the city with me where the show is at.
There you go.
Have
There you
fun.
go. Let's make
When I get on stage, we're gonna find the nearest amusement park and turn it into that. Like, but you saying triple, it's like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Short of I mean, this game don't wait for nobody. It's hard to like. You take things for granted and think it's on your terms or your time, it'll leave you behind. Like I regretfully like had to miss a funeral before because it was, you know what I'm saying, we got contracts and otherwise, and it was like I had to make peace with my attachment to this person wasn't, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't defined by whether I was at this funeral service or not. And and even the other family members they understood it or whatever. It's like, we got business gotta get tended to. Not to say it comes before any or everything, but we're just gonna make it make sense on the other end. Because if I ain't earning my keep, then I can't really but halfway do my job as a father. So,
that's real.
But for sure, it's not that this music thing or whatever take precedence. It's just like I said, it's my hustle too.
Gotta work.
It is. I gotta earn my keep to provide.
You fully comfortable though with if she wanted to jump in all the way or like rap and be in this industry? You fully comfortable with that?
Nah, but I will say I'm behind or supportive of whatever it is she want to do. So
Why you not comfortable?
Cause I'm not as much of a fan of it, of the culture of it, or the, like Bank asked me, like I might be in the business of it for as long as I can, but comfortable, I say nah, cause it's not necessarily what I want for her. You know what I'm saying? Cause it wasn't easy. It's not people can see, they see the highs and kind of miss the lows a lot of times, or what it might have took to get there. But I ain't gonna like discourage her from it or try to keep her from doing it. That's what she want to do.
Basically saying you don't want to see her to go through the stress of this shit.
Right, and right.
And the manipulation of trying to make you something that you're not. Like you said earlier, you get signed to a label, she go to a major now. There's certain things they want you to do outside of what you wanted to do. Like make a three word hook, whatever you just said earlier. You remember?
Yeah, exactly.
All that
yeah, just overall, I just like part of it for me is like I said, I've been at this professionally since I was 18, like a little bit over 20 years, and it's consumed so much of my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This became my life. Like I want her to live free and have her own experiences is part of what I'm saying. Like, cause whatever she doing, I want her to be the best at it or whatever. So if it's like most recently, just she say she want to be a movie star. And I mean, I don't know as much about that game, but if that's what she want to do, then it's acting classes, it's theater camp or whatever. Like I'm gonna support it, I'm gonna embrace it, nurture it, and all that. But it's like, do you want your kid to be a child star? Because a lot of the child stars end up with weird stories that come with it, or you hear Hollywood and like. So the best I can do is
I think you had to pack it up though. Like you had to pack up your everything you doing to pursue that.
For sure.
That's the only way I would do it like that. Like my daughter, she would ditch the business down there.
Yeah.
I can't let you go out there with nobody.
Right.
Beyonce and her parents type shit.
Yeah. At least till you get get your husband or something.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean so that's just my truth for like I don't necessarily like want that for or want her to choose this, but I ain't finna like right now the sport she into. I want her to play basketball because I like basketball, but I ask her like, you want to play basketball? She say no, then we ain't playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? She want to play soccer, we playing soccer. Whatever it is, I'm with it. You know, I think I said on the song like, whatever you with, I'm with. Like just on the song that she featured on, I'm talking to her pretty much on the song.
That's the cycle though, because you probably didn't end up doing what your people wanted you to do, right?
Not necessarily,
right? So
yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, my dream probably wasn't legitimate to everybody that loved me or brought me up or whatever. But you know, they ain't shit on it necessarily either or discourage it. It was just kind of like, but yeah, I remember that of it being like you rapping like until it's like, damn, are you rapping for real? Like you when it got a deal or whatever it was. So, but like you said, I just gotta be hands on with it. I can't just let it run wild. That ain't gonna work.
Hey, when was that moment for you? I always ask people that, like that moment when you just start like feeling like,
one of them, I'm gonna pinpoint a couple different ones. One of them was '04. I was at the Essence Festival. Me and my partner drove straight from, I think it was in Clarksville, Tennessee. This is about an hour the opposite way. We was at a, small club, hood club kind of thing. We left out of the club, drove to New Orleans. And to link up with Gotti and them, they make the introduction with, Baby and Slim, Lil Wayne, etc. We go down to Essence and I get there and it's like they kind of like know who I am, know the music, and it's clear like I'm like, damn, I'm in at this time like in a room I never saw this is all we listen to. Like, and I'm like, damn, they really want me to be a part of this. I was kind of like a deer in headlights as I was so young and just impressed by it, but it was a moment of I'm like, damn, I ain't think I'd be here, or I'm here and I'm somebody, so to say. That was a moment, but it wasn't really like a defining moment.
What did it do for your confidence though, that moment?
Man, it was unreal. I don't even know if it did as much for my confidence. It was just like a pinch yourself kind of thing. Like, damn, am I really here? Like this, from seeing somebody on TV or listening to somebody who at that time was 5-6 years and you there and you supposed to be there kind of thing. I don't know if it did as much for my confidence. It was just unbelievable. Okay. But it was a moment that was like, damn, this shit really happened. I've already taken it farther than I could have seen or imagined.
Yeah.
Past that, I made the Billboard charts. We was talking about Plaques and otherwise. And it wasn't like, I don't remember what number. I was 50, 60 something, but it was the top 200 album charts in 2013 when I dropped the album called Cold Turkey. It was funny that you asked me the Cold Turkey thing. I dropped the album called Cold Turkey and it charted on Billboard. And it was I was ready to put the music out for free, like on live mixtapes and all that. And my partner had linked me with Empire, and I just serviced it like an album, just trying some shit. And at that time, I was like, even though I've been in the game damn near 10 years at the time, it was at that moment I'm like, damn, I'm bigger than this. These are metrics.
Right,
Like I'm bigger than I saw myself with that than I imagined. And obviously with that, it was also a return on it. It was like from working in somebody else's system and trying to just fight to get, you know what I'm saying, get back budget money or whatever and cut corners to like, I did this myself. And people taking to it, I'm like I'm reading them, I get an email from Billboard and I'm like, ain't nobody do this shit but me. You know, at that point it was like, okay, yeah, I'm
then
here.
Seeing that direct check came straight.
And then that was the other
like,
part.
okay,
yeah, that was probably the next
Dish the
moment.
way.
Yeah, for sure. And then I dropped the next like 4 or 5 projects I dropped out here Billboard. Cause when I got that first check, I went right back to the studio. Hey, I'm finna drop another one. Check out emails, you know. And I dropped Fried Turkey. 4 months later, hit Billboard. Dropped Step Brothers 2 and was like top 50 or something. Went on a tour with Kevin Gates and it was that moment with Cold Turkey. It was like, I don't need nobody help. Like I took meetings with labels after that, and I'm like, y'all really can't move me because the thing I'm doing the things I would be going to y'all to try to make happen. And so it like to me that certified me as like an independent. Like not everybody can use help. I don't want to say it wrong. Like everyone needs help, but I don't require it. In the sense of like y'all help. I don't necessarily need that kind of help. I don't need y'all money because I know I can make money off of this. Now it's just by recycling my money or refining it, doing it better, building my team up. Instead of using y'all people, I'm gonna hire some of my people to do some of them same things. I'm gonna find some people that's passionate and to go harder for me than I'll be number 10 in line if I sign up over there. I'm number 1 over here. But yeah, it was that moment with Cold Turkey, and that pushed me forward probably the next 5 years.
If you're talking to an artist like right now, like tell them what it really is to be an independent artist, like what it's really gonna take. Because I think some people they like to scream it, but they don't really know what it's gonna take and what it really is.
Man, the game changes so often and so fast. Now, I think what it really takes is being adaptive, being a quick learner, and being willing to learn. Like, independent is a word people throw around of like that could just be a fancy way of saying I ain't got a deal yet or unsigned. And but truly being independent means you gotta be soaking it up as you go and figuring out how to apply it in real time. Like, cause like I said, I don't think it's a cookie cutter blueprint of success. I don't think it's one way to do things, but you got to figure out what works for you and mash and really do that. Like independent in large part means spending your own money.
That's what I was gonna say.
It's like a lot of time that's the hard part,
and not being scared to spend it.
That part that's a big part of it. But I think learning and growing with this because we got all the tools. Like man, I met this cat that's in college now that was sharing his music with me. And I was like, where you know, he had just moved to Nashville. I was like, where you recording at? He was like, man, I did all this on my phone. And I played it in the car. I'm like, should sound like my music, like quality-wise, like sonically. And I'm like, man, there ain't no excuses. You know what I'm saying? We just had to pay so much to get our music to sound like that. And I'm like, he got an iPhone. And so it ain't no excuses. You know what I'm saying? We got the resources. You get your camera, get your engineer or whatever, you know, interface. All these tools they ain't necessarily cheap, but they cheaper than they ever been. They more accessible because you can rent shit. You know what I'm saying? So part of it is the game I would give somebody as an independent is, man, you gotta try, you gotta push. Like I know so many people with talent that think that's enough. it's the push more than the talent. You know what I'm saying? That's anything else. It's hoopers that as cold as NBA players, but they ain't coachable. You know what I'm saying? Or they don't do the leg work. They don't do the conditioning work. If somebody going harder than you, you might be better than them, but they going harder. And so that's like I said, learn as you go and don't be afraid to try shit and use all these resources that you got. Like I said, the earning fans 1-for-1. It's like, all right, I ain't going to the radio because that costs 5 figures every time that we go to try to do that. But I got these platforms and these mediums where I can interact with people. Somebody feel like they're a part of what you got going on, they more likely to go share it with somebody else. And that's how you grow audience just as well as being on the station, 1 time or 10 times a day or however that might go. So
I'm sure you take pride too in being independent and actually owning all your shit. And so, what you think about the artists that go sell all of it? Would you sell all the rights to it? Would you sell it off for the right ticket?
That's the key phrase, for the right ticket. Same way we was like, would you take, triple for this? And that's just being rational.
Business.
That's just being rational because you can have an attachment to something, but it's like, what is it worth? What is it worth to you? As they say, everybody got a price. It ain't even that. It's just like what you doing this for.
But you made that shit to sell it though.
On some level.
Shit, you know what I'm saying? So shit, you selling it out there, man. Hey man, I wish the motherfucker come try to buy my catalog. You gonna see?
But I think it's about knowing
the big fat catalog for sale now.
It's like knowing what you want to get out of it. Because the only place I really disagree with that is selling yourself short or selling it out too soon. Because it's like you said, if you build up the value in it, that's like anything else. You building the value in it to wait till it don't got no value no more, or you want to sell it at the highest point kind of thing, or license it, or sell a part of it. I think it's about making it make sense.
But I don't feel like I'm finished yet. So if I sell that, they finna give me the money to boost me up. I'm finna make my best shit now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I see some people in the headlines and people like, why he selling? I'm like, shit, because he's still on fire. Like, I'm finna go do that again. I'm gonna take this sack and go. You know what I'm saying? And make a greater value catalog. So I'm finna really turn it, or I'm finna find 10 more of me to go invest in. And you know what I'm saying? Build some more catalogs up that I got an ownership stake in or whatever. So I think, like you said, the right ticket, if it makes sense. I do think people sell themselves short going in on the front end and selling it off before they even make it.
Are you talking about like a publishing deal?
Not even that, because that can make sense. I'm just saying people that go sign up, like, you signing your rights away on the front end. You know, they give you a big check. And it's like, man, if these people giving you $1 million, it's probably because they see it as being worth 10 or 20. And it's like, so you might ought to stay down and put the work in and go earn your 10 rather than taking the 1 and then that's all you ever saw was doing. That's what, the one conflict. And that's where I was at. When I was building the value up, I'm taking meetings. They're like, what you want to do? I'm like, nothing. Keep grinding, because you know what I'm saying, because y'all trying to cash me out right now.
Yeah, when I do the math, it just all I'm doing is goddamn waiting a little longer to get more.
Yeah.
But taking this now, if I take this now, it's cool because I feel like I need it now, but I'm already worth this.
Yeah, and if you working, if you actually working your move, then you gonna make more.
It's just like taking the first settlement offer in a car accident. Like, they offer you some shit just to get you out of the way, and if you need the money bad enough, you'll take it. When really, like, you deserve more because you fucked up in the back.
Nah, niggas be taking that shit because they ain't really be hurt. Like, man, come on, shit. This is a scam anyway. Come on with this shit. Run. Fuck what it is. What they say? Send it.
Before they take it off the table. Let me take this.
Before they got there, start investigating this shit.
But look, this rap shit could be like that too. Some niggas know they ain't really.
Some people doing this as a lick. If you're doing it as a lick, the cash out, get low and go. Like, but I'm saying it at the point I knew, like, I got value in this. I got staying power. I got the formula for me at this point. Like, I don't want y'all money to build me up because I got equity in it. I'm built it up to this point already. I'm gonna just keep building and turn it into something else. And y'all might can double back in a few years and put another 0 on there or something, and we can rap. But you know, it's different if it's like, you know, it was probably times in my career where it's like, shit, I don't know if I'm gonna be around next year to make more music. So what you got? You know what I'm saying? That might have been my mindset about it. But you know, at the point when I'm like, my feet planted in this and I'm at it, it's like, nah, let me just get back to the studio and find something else to put out. Cause like you said, I'm not doing traditional promotion. I'm not doing none of the shit y'all gonna have me go and do. I can do this on my time, on my terms, and I'm seeing an instant return. Like, man,
you reaching folks on a different level though. Like, your people really fuck with you. Niggas that fuck with you, like,
sure.
they own you hard. You know what I'm saying? I've been hearing niggas for years and years and years. Like, nah, I fuck with bro.
Yeah.
Like, even rappers, like, I tell y'all, even rappers like me, nah, Starlito, that nigga, bro. I fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I only never heard a nigga say, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's on some real shit.
For sure.
Nigga be like, who hard? That nigga that hard. You know what I'm saying? They be saying he started a lot of shit that niggas don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real. So I'm just giving you that right now, face to face.
That's real. That's real. Yeah, and I honor those that say it out loud too.
Yeah.
You know, because that's in the game too. People hold their nuts on you and act like they didn't see what you was doing, just the same. And it's like, so the people that
nigga put a book bag of nuts on their back.
Yeah.
Hold all kind of nuts on the nigga.
So the people that do recognize it and
cola nuts,
pine nuts, goddamn peanuts,
nut factory, nigga planters around this bitch.
Stupid. That's real.
It's worth something. You know what I'm saying? That's worth something to me.
Nah. I think you dope, bro. 100%. And that shit kind of, see, that's why I'm glad I wasn't no real rapper, bro. Cause that shit would have been hard for me to stay just so, like, you just so goddamn
poised.
You know what I'm saying? What's the word?
Poised.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't seem like you easily get rattled. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a gift, bro.
Yeah.
And you don't pop it when you can pop it. You know what I'm saying? That's a gift, cause I'll be talking shit.
But a lot of it experience, man. Like they say, pride come before the fall. And the times when I was most full of myself, that's when the bullshit come my way. You know what I'm saying? And that's just on a life level. So I take it good, the bad in between. I take the shit in stride. You know what I'm saying? My brightest days are damn near look like the worst of it. Cause one, we conditioned where I come from to tuck it in. You know what I'm saying? When you go through something. And that's why I put certain shit on my music, cause it's like, I know what that feel like to have to act like ain't nothing wrong with you.
And that's your way to let it out.
Yeah, or I'm speaking for somebody that can't see
who
it.
don't know how to, and don't even got the nuts to let it out. They'll let it out after listening. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
What's the like one of the most memorable experience from a fan, like walking up on you telling you their story or whatever?
Man, somebody told me that they was going through something. They was in the hospital. I don't remember the condition they said they had, but they was going through it, and it was like damn near a deathbed type situation. And they told they people to play my Mental Warfare album, and they was like, they listen to it every day, and they attribute that to them turning the corner with they, you know what I'm saying, from their illness.
Basically got their spirit together.
Yeah. And I was like, they was crying, telling me this and all that, just, you know, in confidence. And I was like, for what it was worth, I believed them the way, because people shared other things like that, but it moved me because I know where I was at when I made that music, and I couldn't pinpoint what it was they heard that had that effect on them, but they believed that moving forward, and for them to be able to share that with me was like, damn, like the power of music, you know what I'm saying? You can be making something to get yourself out of a dark space or whatever, and then it come back tenfold for somebody else, you know. And it's been a few stories like that. People like, I was going through chemotherapy, and I made them play this every day, and that was just it was just programming my mind and like I'm gonna be alright kind of thing. And I'm like, damn, that just do something else for me as an artist and as a person. And a lot of times I meet a lot of people that I ain't encouraging it, but I meet a lot of people that got grind hard, got my logo tattooed on them and things like that. I'm like, damn, like this come from the block. This is from the neighborhood. Like I'm in Colorado, and you know what I'm saying. And this something that you attach yourself to that much to, you know, like damn, it's a lot of moments like that. Like you said, the people if they rock with me, it seems like they rock with me completely. Like if people grew up with me. It's a lot of times the farther I go with it, the older I get. A lot of people like, man, I've been listening to you since I was in 6th grade. I'm like, which make a nigga feel old, but at the same time, like, damn, and you still rocking with me, kind of time. Or like I said, just things that like whatever I was doing back then wasn't in vain, cause it brought you along and you still here, kind of thing. But yeah, people is like testimonies almost, cause I'm like, damn, I ain't see myself as that. I was, like I said, I started off just on some, man, I was a punchline rapper. I was rapping probably like Fab or somebody when I first started, just, you know, trying to make every line be
Rhyme
some
and shit.
like,
Yeah.
you know, and to evolve into like storytelling to just being relatable and all that. I'm like, so I ain't see starting off when I was first putting pen to pad that somebody would be able to say my music was life changing for them or save their life. When people say stuff like that, it's like, damn, that's deep. You know what I'm saying?
You still like throughout the process of your career, like did the communication stay intact with somebody like Stunner, Gotti, Jeezy, and all them?
Nah,
No, not at all.
I probably talked to Gotti most recently out of all the people. You know, me and Gotti kept a open line, a pretty cool relationship past that. I think our last song, Moneybag Yo, brought me out in Nashville. His arena tour, and you know they reached out, and I chopped it up with Gotti backstage there, and I think because of how and when we linked, we, you know what I'm saying, our bond kind of more or less stayed the same. You know, when I went on my own, I think it was a respect thing, because not only it was just, you know, I came into it as my own man, but I also took it up a notch on my own. And I mean, we had conversations about that, or like I said, on respect, and vice versa. Like he definitely took it up 10 notches since then. Even I commend him turning up so many other artists, because I was one of his first artists, and like I don't have no regrets of how things worked out or played out with our situation. But the same thing I was saying, I look at it as part of that success story is the learning curve, or the, you know what I'm saying, the hiccups and the hurdles with our situation. I'm sure that he got some game, or he learned some things through, you know what I'm saying, brokering a deal with me or the other artists that was around at that time, was able to, you know what I'm saying, get right or do something better or different moving forward. So I'm like, we for sure a part of each other's story in that regard. The other people, like, I think some of the other situations was what they was. It ain't like no negativity or bitterness or whatever. Just on certain levels, just business. And then in real time, like some of the situations just kind of stopped where they was. But nah, I ain't really kept in touch.
Okay. Why Imposter Syndrome for the name of this project?
My album Imposter Syndrome, it was a double meaning. One, on the literal, like scientific, like medical, whatever. The imposter syndrome is like the belief that your best isn't good enough. It's like if you like self-doubt or whatever, like having imposter syndrome is if y'all sat here and was like, man, I don't know, I don't think Big Facts is top tier, like that kind of mindset. So that's something that probably I might have dealt with it early in my career, or I think a lot of people deal with, of like, and I feel like I've conquered that. I got on the other side of it, of like, I'm the best there ever will be at being me. And so, like, I don't have imposter syndrome, you know, and it's like I'm showing and proving, like, look where I am now. I ain't dealing with that. Like that's a flawed mindset. It's like, nah, as long as I'm doing my best, that's good enough kind of thing. It's the opposite. The double meaning of it is also the rap game. I think damn near everybody is faking. I think a lot of people are wearing a mask. I think the rap game at large is full of imposters. And so is my commentary on that. It's kind of like I said, a double-edged sword. Or like most of the people y'all listening to, they posture and they putting on. It is, you know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people are miserable
We were just
behind
talking
what they
about that today.
presenting. And it's like, so I was, it was kind of a play on words in the sense of like, the record, y'all, your favorite rapper's a damn lie. I remember that song. It's like, that's my commentary on it, and I am proud to not be in that space. That I ain't wearing a mask when I walk out the booth. I'm the same person, So when I go get in my car and go home, I'm the same person, and like that's what I'm bringing to the game. And I ain't knocking nobody for listening to nothing else. I enjoy some of the music. I just know I cross paths with some of these people, and it ain't what you see.
We
it's
just
what
was
you
talking
get.
about that.
We
And
just
so
talking about that.
it was between that, like I said, on a mental health level of like, man, you good enough, you all right, you gonna be all right, like just stay down or whatever else, and then I'm like, you ain't gotta be like nobody else, or you ain't gotta, you don't have to do what everybody else doing to succeed or win, and I'm proof of that. I'm living proof of that. Like you said, I'm comfortable in my own skin, so I don't have to. You know what I'm saying? It certain things don't matter or don't matter to me anymore, and that was part of the theme of it. I come from a certain element, and it's proven and whatever else, but I don't have nothing to prove. So on this album, I'm not propping up like street shit. If the songs when I'm talking about street things is like from the element of regretting it, or from like thinking better of it, or I'm detached from that, or even on the outro, it's called Finish Line. It's again a double meaning of like, man, I did all that. Like that's cool, but it really ain't cool. But also, are they finish line? Because they ain't did half of this, and it's like, and y'all look at this is, man, you hear that? Like I mean, I done lost so many homeboys, friends, peers that like, and I've been on both sides of all the foolishness to say that ain't it. That ain't cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's probably some drill rap that I hear and like and turn up to if I'm out or feeling it, but I'm like, I can't do that. Like I almost feel like a sucker if I do it in this space because I've seen it. I've seen the results of it, and it's like that ain't nothing to celebrate. Like, but you know what I'm saying? I'm older. I've grown a little wiser. I've evolved to this point, so I'm just trying to speak to certain themes and ideas from like all around it. Because a lot of times we only get one vantage point and one perspective, and that's why a lot of artists be stuck in that mode.
Yeah.
Because they might have broke through talking this kind of talk. And it worked. It hit. It might have been real. It might have really been their story. But then you have all the success, and you stuck there, and that's the only kind of music you can make. Now at that point, you faking. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't living like that.
You think the power of the tongue can attract certain stuff?
For sure. And that's why I'm like, nah. I rather keep it real. You know, and even just on the narrator level, you know what I'm saying? I got 3 or 4 relationship songs on the album. It ain't really been my strong point or my focal point with my music, but that's more my reality than shoot 'em up, bang bang, or sell this and like, man, you know what I'm saying? I got more dealings with women than confrontational stuff on this level, and I can talk about this more like directly and in a better space, but also it's like what you taking from it, what you learning from it. Like I used to be afraid to make them kind of songs for thinking like, oh man, they gonna say I went soft for this and that. Now I'm in a space like this is my reality, and what I found is some of the street cats and everything. Like, man, that's my favorite song, the love song or the breakup song or whatever. It's like, damn, it's like because we human. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nobody doing it. Ain't nobody making them songs because it's just like we just got to be hard on the guy. We got to, you know what I'm saying? It's like what about being hard on yourself? Because you know what I'm saying, you messed up or whatever, or, you know. So yeah, it's like being in a certain pocket of like, man, I ain't wearing a mask, and I think we need to pull the mask up off.
Unveil some of these.
Yeah, real talk. Or unveil, you know, free yourself from it. Cause I seen it, man. I seen people with a lot of success that like they miserable because it's like,
I'm fake.
oh shit, I
I'm
gotta
fake.
go put the ice on.
Yeah,
I gotta,
That shit.
You look in the mirror. They look in the mirror. And,
That shit scruff. Nigga fake it fuck, man.
yeah.
Nigga know they fake it fuck. Wake up every day. Time to go outside and be faking for it.
yeah, real
that shit has to be miserable. Even like in relationships or anything else, like you know you faking the motherfucker out. You gotta remember your lines.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to damn near remember your lines. You gotta practice this shit, man.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Then you lose yourself. Once you lose yourself, you gonna be mad all the time because you know you ain't even goddamn who you is, bro. You just mad as fuck, bro. You just fake it fuck like that shit eating you up.
Yeah.
It's a lot of niggas going through that shit.
Yeah.
Nigga mad. Name how many mad niggas you know. I know a bunch of niggas. Nigga mad as a motherfucker, man.
That's half the phone.
Huh?
That's half the phone.
And come on, man. Niggas don't want to stop. For fans, niggas don't want to, I'm eating. You a bitch. Straight up. You ain't eating you.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just saying, like, real shit. It's just like, man, these folks helped you. You got to remember that time you was bad. You couldn't wait till somebody wanted a picture.
Right. Or to be heard or
you know what I'm saying? You couldn't wait till a motherfucker recognized you. Now that they recognize you, it get on your nerve.
Yeah.
Cause you knowing they not recognizing you. Is they finish line?
Yeah.
What you said here, bro?
Yeah, they finish line. They recognizing the facade, and like you said, now you gotta own it. You gotta embrace that, and I mean that's gotta be exhausting and everything else. Like, man, I remember a conversation, and I kind of spell the details of how it went, but I was encouraged to rap about certain things, like. And I was young, and I mean, truth be told, it was my reality. So I'm like, all right, it's second nature. I know all about it to talk about it. Yeah. But it was like from a corporate level. Later, the older I got, I was like, damn, this is an agenda. This is like this what it'll take to get to, you know. And I don't know if it was an agenda or if it was just what was working. So they like go with this move, and I'm like, man, I can't beat them just because that's working for them. But I also like fast forward and look at it like they stuck there. They can never get out of that caricature. Yeah. Like, cause I guess cause it worked or because they took it so far, like just exaggerating shit and you know what I mean? I'm like, nah, I mean, I might wake up in a bad mood. I might want to tell you everything that went wrong. You know, I remember that song breaking through Waka Flocka, I fucked my money up. Now, that song moved me because up until then it was just like 100 bricks. We gon', you know what I'm saying? I'm like, the hell young nigga saying
knowing everybody fucking, man, I fucked my money 75 million times.
Yeah, it's like the relatable, you know what I'm saying? Just being given a different perspective of it was like, damn.
Yeah. That's why people like the pain music too, like the Raw Wave with the Reds, the Shines, or whoever the case is. A nigga that just go in there and say, man, I'm hurting. This my pain.
These niggas need to stop hurting now. Goddamn. Hey, bullshit. Like, some of these niggas ain't never gonna get out that part, man.
Well, it's power for something. Not saying them. It's power in the tongue.
That shit sound too good.
No, I'm just saying, like, some of these niggas, like, damn, bro, I want to see you happy, bro.
Yeah,
that too. Yeah. It's gotta be balanced.
It be business too on that level, I guess.
You think so?
Nigga happy hell at home.
Yeah,
go straight to the booth and cry.
And be hurting and crying. Right.
Could be.
Nah, man. Yeah. Nah, I just think you just can't take this shit literal no more. You know what I'm saying? Like we just saying last week we was interviewing Yo. Like you can't take these artists literal. Like back in the day I used to take like artists literal. Like Too Short, you can't tell me that nigga won. Too Short. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? 8 Ball them, bro. I was that. I was what them niggas was talking about in my mind.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So then I fuck around, turn around and meet you, and it's like,
wow, man,
nigga ain't doing that.
Yeah.
I ain't never believed in that type of shit no more. It's like I don't take it literal.
It's like the Tooth Fairy, the Easter Bunny,
Yeah, you can't. You just gotta look at it for what it is. And I tell my kids that, I tell my grandkids
Santa
that,
Claus.
like, this is the same thing you see. Okay, you see the man just died in this movie, right? I'm gonna go his Instagram. There he go.
Yeah.
He ain't dead. Same thing. You see the boy rapping about he doing all that. He go. He lying. He'll be locked up. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you gotta just let them know that this shit is like you said, cartoons or some shit.
Yeah. I
Cause that shit will mesmerize you.
It's a very like small select few that they appeal, their aesthetic, their lifestyle actually matches, you know what I'm saying, how they rocking. And to me that's a sweet spot, and that's, you know what I'm saying, that's the ones that's here to stay. That's the ones that people like really embrace cause people feel it.
Fact.
You know, and that's my trophy, is for somebody, you know, to be able to say, man, nah, I met dude and this happened, you know. Man, I met him, I had my kids right there, he asked about my kids' grades. Like, dude real, like, that ain't in my raps, but it go parallel with what I'm rapping about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially like now, like you asked me, like, being a parent is at the forefront. Like, that's what I wake up and go to sleep doing. I'm daddy before I'm anything else.
Yeah.
So it spilled over into the booth. 2 albums ago, my album was paternity leave. Like, we was coming out of COVID. I'm spending 24 hours with my child. Like, the world shut down. Like I was telling you, that's when I got most hip to y'all show. I'm watching the Zoom episodes, and I'm like, she right there. You know what I'm saying? Everything she eating, I'm cooking. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I ain't leaving her eyesight. When it's time for me to go make some rap songs, because I missed rapping because I couldn't go to the studio. I couldn't get out of the damn house. So when I could, I ain't really had nothing else to rap about. This how I'm living. Like, I couldn't leave out of there and go rap about. Ain't nobody doing no street shit unless you scamming or, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Getting it on like that. But I'm like, this what I'm doing. So, you know, I spoke on it, and it's like, shit, I imagine it's a lot of other people doing the same thing, you know, and so it become relatable on that level. But a lot of people don't have it. Like, that's what I cherish more than how much it sells, how much it streamed. And fortunately, it's still like viable. It's still, you know what I'm saying, I'm still like in, you know, in the mix, so to say.
Right.
That's why I said this shit before, like, we've been conditioned, man. You know, when motherfucker tell you gotta learn how to act. I hate that. Don't tell me to learn how to act. I ain't acting. I'm being me.
Yeah.
Just don't fuck with me. You can't act like that around them. I ain't acting.
Yeah.
Like, in certain places, you can't act like that. Well, I don't need to be there if I can't be me. That's real nigga shit, though.
Yeah.
You got a lot of people feel like if you got to go in an environment and change who you are to be in that environment, eventually all you doing is pulling your man down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get mad if a motherfucker try you a certain way when they trying to nigga, you acting like you is.
Yeah.
If I was being me, you would know that I ain't going for that, what you doing. I don't even play like that. I don't even talk like that. I'm not engaging in that type of conversation.
Yeah.
It's like you put yourself in one of them parties, one of them weird parties that you know these folk doing in their party. You know what these folk known for, and they try you. Nigga feel on your ass, and you act like you mad. Then what we do in this party,
Yeah,
huh?
but you was there, though.
I ain't even going.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I can't act like that. Nah, but niggas is out here acting though, for real. Not even just rappers. I ain't talking about acting. Real life people, like, it's hard to even distinguish if your loved one's acting.
Yeah.
Your friends and your family,
Fake
shit
love.
is hard out here, bro. Like, cause this internet shit done put like a facade window over everybody's eyes, bro. It's like, I gotta be like this, or I gotta act like this. This shit's fucked up.
Yeah, for sure. That's where I was going with it. With the album was like, of course, I'm speaking from my own unique perspective because I make music and I'm comparing it like rap game because it's a competitive space and it's
sure.
like, how do you set yourself apart, or this like I said, this is what I bring to the table that's different, but on a like human nature level, or like you said, the human condition where we at, like most people are posturing, or because of that, we programming the idea that what you doing ain't good enough. You know,
Right.
like I seen it. It's like, you got your own memories, you got whatever to share, and you like, man, well, I can't I can't post that. I ain't gonna post my car because it ain't this kind of car. You know what I'm saying? Because it'll be somebody else that rented that car and took a bunch of pictures in front of it, but they making you feel like yours ain't good enough. And it's, you know, the J. Cole song, Love Yours, and like no such thing as a life that's better than yours. Like, that might be one of my favorite rap songs, just the mindset of it. Cause it's like, then that's the imposter syndrome. It's like we out here lost in large part because it's keeping up. It's, you know, comparing your life or whatever, your optics to somebody else's. Like, nah, this good enough. You waking up, you breathing, you healthy, whatever you got, it's something. You know what I'm saying? You can want more, but it ain't, you know, it ain't a success or failure based on like, if that's the, you know what I'm saying, you giving it all you got, like, man, that's great. You know, so
I'm happy how my life turned out.
for sure.
If it ain't how it go, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? However it go, anything from this point on is extra, bro, because we wasn't even supposed to be here. In niggas' mind. Niggas ain't supposed to be here doing this. Niggas sitting in no podcast on Starlito, my leg crossed. Shit. This shit extra. Whatever else come after this, bro, I'm already blessed. That's how I look at this shit.
Dig that.
Niggas be one what another nigga got. That's where they say comparison is the cousin of hate.
It's the thief of joy.
Nah, that shit is the cousin of hate. Comparison. If you see a nigga always comparing himself, but I got these though, you slick hate.
Yeah.
So what the fuck is me and you? We not in competition. On thumb or two tell you, but your shit hard. I ain't finna say turn around and be like, but wait, do you see mine?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To me, that's slick hate.
Yeah.
Why we even gotta say that?
Yeah.
Oh boy, you just got down, but you just killed them folk, but you don't be killing like me.
Yeah, Starlito, man, we appreciate you, man.
Sorry,
Finally
man,
touching down on big facts. Make sure y'all
Appreciate y'all.
definitely,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, stream his
Imposter
project.
Syndrome.
Yeah,
For
imposter
sure, for
syndrome out now.
Shouts to Capo too for putting this together. Got to salute Capo. You know what I'm saying? Tap in with Starlito and check us out at www.bigfactspod.com, the Big Facts Network. Salute.